Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Alilopolis.
Curse this
Fucking
motherfucker.
Craig.
Craig.
Crash.
Hi, Craig.
How dare you be nice to Craig?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Maybe that's what I'm into.
Oh.
Aww.
The hand of fate
Just kidding. Fuck you,
tosses.
Craig.
The dice rolls,
False hope!
spins, turns. The campaign starts and ends, leaving memories that become stories. Stories flow out into the infinite sea, painting it with legends. Legends wash up on the shores throughout the infinite sea, fading to myth, until myths are forgotten and the campaign that gave it birth comes again and again. The hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. Hitherto, the Rum Rollers set sail from Socrates to Shandar, the Red Dragon's island. Not far after splashing down from the cliffs of the Market District, however, the Rarlsons, Wisteria Cat, and Hamilton rescue Olive from the wreckage that she clung to in the churning sea at night, as after the sun had set. Immediately taking to navigation for the Rum Rollers, Olive, with a torque that matches theirs, she quickly became a part of the crew, whereupon she attempted to direct Mime to steer around a giant hulking mass in the distance. Turning hard to port, the mass teleported directly in front of the ship before turning invisible. Cat was able to strike the air around it with a shattering thunderous blast, while calling all others hands to deck. As well as Wisteria bringing light to the now exposed, writhing mass of teeth and tentacles. Will the Rum Rollers survive? Let's find out.
No.
I'm gonna need an initiative from Frederick, Mime, and Zenora.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Let me re-figure out how to roll dice.
Wow, that was god awful roll. We're starting off strong today. Oh, maybe not as bad as that one.
Yay! So I'm gonna role play that Frederick has hit his head at some point, and that's why he just keeps blacking out. Apparently, he's also very slow lately. So
He's just brain damaged.
I can't even remember his name. It's William the Bastard, right?
yeah, yep.
Poor soul.
So that was a nat one, and I also have like a -1. So,
Oh.
I got a 7.
I see that.
How does
Yeah.
that work, DM, when you roll a 0?
You go
Asleep.
last.
There's
I'm
different
pretty sure my character is already asleep.
I think
Yeah,
you just lay down.
different rulings on the matter.
Take my soul, God.
But yeah, Frederick was still getting over the intoxicating substances of the pink plush pig. That was the last thing that I recall.
Oh, was that the nightclub?
Yeah, you woke up for a little bit at some point again on a Dune to meet a new character, Zenora.
It was me, and then we killed Loki accidentally.
Yeah, and then you went back to sleep.
Accidentally, I recall very purposely stomping on a
All right,
table on
you
his
guys
head.
wanted to kill him. I killed him accidentally
Oh.
with the coin.
Oh, that part. That's true.
That was the accident.
I'm remembering this like I was in a drunken haze, like legitimately.
Yeah, you were,
Even though I was kind of just sober and I just can't remember shit.
you were so hungover. You were still drunk at that point, I would guess.
So let me get this straight. And I'm in like are in like a Dune, but it's like a full-size ship now, and we're at sea, and I'm guessing I'm in my room.
Right.
Is my armor also in my room?
Yeah. I would guess that you would basically come back after brutalizing Loki like it was a dream of some sort and laid back in bed like, maybe you just stopped by the pot, to take a whiz and lay back down.
I like to think that Frederick's been up this whole time during this whatever fight's going on, and he's just slowly putting on his armor like someone rolling out of bed to go to work.
Do you
Just
wear
like
like
some
heavy
grumpy
armor?
old man.
Because
Yeah,
if you wear heavy armor, like you can definitely say like it takes you like a good 20 minutes to put
Well,
that shit on.
if that's the case, then that's probably accurate. Right when you hear, because what I'm going to say for the rest of y'all, except for Mime, who's very aware that the combat has been going on, even though you weren't here. You were steering Adune at the time, so you know of the giant teeth and tentacles that are currently attacking or attempting to attack the crew and Adune included. And it was Kat who called everybody to arms. So you would have been woken up probably, Frederick, by a big old cockle-doodle-doo from Kat and saying, "Everyone on deck," basically, and then it's been like, slowly. So go through a whole round of combat and then come back to you. But otherwise, Zenora, you were the other one that isn't directly on deck at this time that is here this evening. I would have guessed, at least from our last discussions too, you were in the bottle and on Adune before you got back onto the deck after when they released Adune off the cliff face.
Yeah, I think I was the one that was throwing all the barrels off of the cliff.
You were trying to, yeah. I remember.
No, I was the successful one.
Oh,
I rolled like a nat 20 on
Oh.
it or some shit.
to get him onto the ship. Yeah, you guys put him
Yeah.
through the portal onto the deck and figured out that you could get onto deck that way, and then forgot the one half of the portal on the cliff, so had to turn the boat around and come back and get that other plate.
Yes.
Oh, did we
Kat,
go get the other plate? That's good.
Yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Was my armor like a special thing that we made up, or was it just like an armor out of the like big book of armor or whatever it is?
Are you talking about the adamantium?
Yes.
Be kind of even funnier if you know where that is. Actually, you might wake up and have that thought, and
That's what I was asking about.
Oh, we didn't grab that, did we?
the Rarlsons.
Right at the last second, we grabbed it.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Because
the
at first
Rarlsons-
we were just considering leaving it.
'cause
Yeah.
what had happened for yourself, George, and not Frederick. Frederick doesn't know is that the rest of your party members walked through the market district and seen, or were greeted by the guy that was supposed to be refitting your armor to a gent your size, and he'd done such and was asking about you and known your companions past, especially Mime and the Rawsons being having been there last and with you. Didn't want to take your armor at first because they thought you might want to get it yourself, but then realizing they were going to leave, the Rawsons grabbed it for you currently. But you might have that thought and probably like shit. And I don't know. I don't know what you do with that information of how to roleplay that particularity of it. I know you had armor beforehand though, because you.
Yes, I do.
So you could be still putting that heavy armor that you had previously on, and thinking that you're probably still in the bottle. I would guess you somehow managed to sleep through.
It would be amazing if I all thought like this, like we were getting like shooken around in the bottle, and that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's some battle going on outside the bottle, so it's shaking the bottle, so you gotta go out and join it.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally up to your interpretation there. But with that all being said, we did stop at the top of the order for simplicity's sake there too, for the rest of the folks that have already rolled their initiative.
Great.
Jump up for a hot second, but I'll be back.
Yeah. And that would be Olive, and I know from talking to her that she wasn't going to be here, but she would go to the ballista, which it takes a turn to aim, even if you don't load it. It's already loaded on this side that hasn't been fired yet, but she'd go to that. One of the cannons had been fired. I knew that much too. She'd switch, probably use her movement to get over to the ballista and then aim it, and then it would be Wisteria's turn. Because, just for everyone's reference, what that one piece of information I did share was how to fire a ballista or a cannon. In
Nice.
general chat, which just fun fact.
I'm sure will come in handy.
Very
Yeah.
carefully.
Pretty
Fuck
much.
it, chaos.
You
Roll
I
gotta-
vote for the chaos.
Blows up.
maybe, yeah, but you do gotta load it. You gotta, as one action, you've got to aim it for one action, and you've got a firing as an action. So it takes 3 actions to use, but it does 3d10.
Does it have a fuse, or is it one of those things you just toss the top off and it goes? Because it'd be funny if it had a fuse and you had to wait till your next turn for it to go off.
Much more of the firing. I don't
Do
know
the
what that is called.
Jeopardy music.
Gotcha. To be honest, it'd be real funny to like spend a whole turn like readying this thing just for it to miss because the thing moved.
Well,
That would be hilarious.
that's kind of how it could work, because it's one turn to aim, one turn to load.
That's
and one
why
turn-
on a bitch
one
this
turn to
big,
fire.
you just aim towards the middle.
Yeah,
Facts.
but
All
What you doing,
right,
Wisteria?
fuck.
With,
Am I still
Mimi
grappled?
on deck. You are. You can tell that it's wanting to lift you up as
Mm.
well, which would be a strength check or a strength saving throw to get out of, I think, if you were trying to
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
But you could easily do something else with your action. You don't have to try and get out of
No,
the grapple.
I'll try and break the grapple. It's a 22.
Ooh, damn, girl.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
proficient in strength saves.
That definitely, you definitely slide out of the grip of it.
Okay, and then so that was my. Is breaking the grapple action or movement? I
Action.
can't remember. Okay.
Because you're being restrained, so you have to
Mhm.
forcibly unrestrain yourself.
Yeah. And then as my bonus action, I am. Let me see.
Going to sing a corn song.
Huh. As my bonus action, I am going to cast Misty Step. And I am going to teleport to right here.
I just thought of a really funny question.
Okay.
Right here.
I'll wait till after she's done doing her stuff.
And then that'll end my turn.
Okay.
All right.
Go
It
ahead.
has nothing to do with the game. Nothing at all. Everyone knows what like scat singing is, right? From like jazz.
Skibbity wop up pow.
Is what
Shoo-ba-doo.
Korn does in like a lot of their songs scat singing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Boop-a-dee, boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-shoo, bop-a-dee. Yeah, sure it is.
I think on a technical term, yeah, it absolutely would be.
I feel like this is a very appropriate, like, that meme of just why would you say something so controversial?
It was in my brain. The world must feel this pain.
Well, while you're contemplating that, it is Mime's turn. You are currently steering the boat, for your reference. Cat was
Yep.
near you. And yeah, I don't know what you're doing with all that, but you see a illuminated monster that's lights are dancing around currently.
Yeah, and so I might need your help with this. So I look very small in relation to these squares, so I don't know how many squares away. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm having a hard time like figuring out how far away I am from this monster to figure out if I can attack it or not. Because the squares on the ship look, so I now, like, having built a map, I realize that there is the squares on the ship look bigger than the squares in the sea, and I don't know if you have a better. Oh wait, we have a measuring tool, don't we?
Yep.
Maybe I'll just use that. Look at me. Can I hit its claw? Does that count?
Yeah.
Do you
I
see
mean,
this?
depending upon what
It's
you're
50.
aiming with.
Is
Yeah.
50 feet right? Or do I need to hit its, like, do I need to hit it in the fucking face?
You don't need to hit it in the face.
Fuck
but
its face.
If you
Hit
can.
the face.
Hey, baby.
I would like to roll a seduction.
I would like to seduce the bad guy.
Where's Baharash?
Is me
Seduce the Kraken.
in the same like boat that my character's going to be in? Is that there's like very little long range weaponry? Ugh.
Does anybody need healed? I don't think so at this point, right?
No,
No.
not yet.
I've done
This is-
nothing, so no.
This is only the second round of combat too.
No, I don't think I took any damage from it picking me up and slamming me, did I?
It didn't. It didn't slam. It just grappled.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
what I
the Kraken's trying to roll seduce you.
You know,
I
I think it's
mean,
mating dance.
It's
Oh,
a very touchy feely kind of love.
technically, I guess you would have from it like squeezing you from the grapple. I guess we'll just say 9. It's too far back for me to roll.
We'll just say 9.
I can't tell if that was Josh's German like coming out. Or...
We'll just say 9.
We'll just say no.
or
No damage. That's what I
I
choose
mean,
to
I
believe.
feel like, yeah, if we are, interpreting things that are.
It's like Secret Hitler all over again. Everybody's just.
This is actually why I've asked you all to make a character of your real world self, because right now, George, I want you to roll your the brain fart convincing the
Oh shit!
Persuasion.
persuasion. Thank you.
Hold on. Okay, now I understand what we're going for now. Why is everything white on this character sheet? I hate it.
Is it not in the dark mode?
Did that show up?
Yeah, I heard a
Yes.
Badoo.
Yes.
Persuasion of 12. I'll roll it against mine here. Yeah. Yeah, it did no damage.
Ah, thanks, Jordy.
Yay.
I've accomplished something. I will see you guys next turn.
that was your contribution for the round.
For the audience, that was a nat 1. It was a nat 1. And let's moving on.
Mhm.
Mimi, you doing anything with your turn?
I am rolling Guiding Bolt, which has a range of 120 feet. Rolling it at 6th level.
Woo! Woo!
Breaking down the big gun spell slots.
Ric Flair is in the house.
This is a
Woo!
big boy.
Wow.
So
19 will hit.
that's good. I do 31 damage.
Ooh.
And it's verbal and semantic, so I'm going to do, like when you're driving and you have shit to do with your hands, so you put your knee up and you start driving with your knee. That's what Mommy's gonna do, or Mime's gonna do at the wheel. They're gonna like lift their knee up and start driving with their knee and like raise their hands above their head and just say, "Eat shit." and cast the bolts. Have a bunch of bolts from the above this creature. So I know it says guiding bolts, but I imagine this more like rain. Like instead of one big bolt, it's gonna be like a series or a bunch of little bolts hitting it, in a radius of area. Do 31 damage.
And you're aiming at the end of one of these tentacles, basically. So as it. Oh.
No, so it's the range is 120. So
Oh,
I
okay.
am aiming for like the mass of the body.
Okay.
So if there are eyes, I want to try to blind it, or if I can like get these soft spots in the mouth, I'm assuming that would do a lot of damage. Like I'm aiming for its soft open. It looks like it has an open maw. I don't know if that's
It
like
does.
I know this is a static picture.
You got a
Eh,
soft
I'm trying to hit
mouth,
it where it
boy.
hurts.
It definitely is a gaping maw, and it your bolts slam into it, and you see it even tearing some of the flesh off of it, and it just searing through it. You see it mostly and largely being chunked apart just from that one attack, and you hear it, scream in anguish of, that didn't come through at all, but
Nope.
imaginations.
A scream of terrifying silence.
Screams of
Anguish.
I know what I hear.
Was that all you're doing with your turn, or?
I do have a bonus action. I can use the spiritual weapon, but its range is only 60. So that I'm gonna target the claw with.
Okay.
So
The
claw.
weapon.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna at 5th level again because nobody needs healed yet. So I'm gonna use my big bad spell slots to try to attack this thing. So yeah, my goal is to whichever claw is closest to me, because I'm sure these are in motion. I'm gonna try to the spiritual weapon. I'm going to cast in the form of like a giant machete. I'm gonna try to like either. The hope is to cut it off completely, but if I can't cut off this end claw sucker thing that would do damage, at least I'm gonna try to like nearly headless Nick in Harry Potter. I want to like disable it the best that I can. So if it doesn't like make a
Okay.
clean cut, maybe like a nearly
Near,
separated cut.
nearly clawless
And for,
monstrosity.
Yeah.
and for a split second, a ghostly form of Danny Trejo appears.
is that a natural?
Because it's a
20 though?
machete.
That is a natural 20. It looks like.
Yeah, one of them was a natural 20.
Do you guys not know who Danny Trejo is?
I do not.
That's why I said, is
I
it
just don't
because it's
know.
a machete?
He is Machete.
Oh, that guy.
Machete.
I'm also going to need you to roll me either start a new skill up or roll a d20 plus your strength for a the new skill would be called like a captaining. I don't know what it's
Captaining?
called when you
Commanding?
captaining. Sure, commanding.
Leadership?
Vehicle. Well, it's the fact that you're steering currently that I'm going for.
I'm
driving.
okay with a new skill. How do I do that?
I mean, multitasking, is that the skill?
I still think my idea of boat driving is the best.
Do I put it under skills or under proficiencies?
Skills.
Yes.
And you should see at the bottom of your skills a
Custom skills? Add custom skills?
yep.
To be
Custom
fair,
skill number 1?
you can name it
How would
whatever
you
you
like me
want.
to call this?
As
Wouldn't
long
it be steering or sailing?
You could name it however you like, but this skill is related to your ability to steer the ship.
I'm gonna
And
say
it's-
running shit.
Running shit.
I was gonna say, as long as you know what it means, it doesn't matter.
Diarrhea. All right.
What's my proficiency level?
You're
Half proficient expertise.
Yeah, I would say because you did steer
Wait.
past the half proficient
Half. Okay. There's
because
stat
you're
with it.
your current. It would be your strength.
You sure? Not wisdom?
Yeah, I mean, probably actually wisdom because Adune does probably. I think we've covered that too, where Adune technically does most of the work when it comes to the physicality of the boat. You're just
Yeah,
really
I just have to
guiding.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to like see and understand where the ship needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking up.
Okie dokie.
So
Now
can-
I'm running shit.
Yeah, I was looking up words to see if we could come up with something funny, and I haven't found anything yet. But apparently, a part of the but apparently a part of the mechanism to steer a ship is called the whip staff. So
Nice. Whip staff.
Yeah.
The more you
now
know.
that you've got it created, you can roll it up.
Oh.
Running shit.
15. You're able to keep a more or less course that you were intending to which you've
Okay.
now started to correct more back towards the east, because you were
Now
headed
that my
towards
hands
south.
are on the wheel again.
Yeah, yeah. Which you're going from to going in the right direction, you think. And then we have the creature's turn if yours is done with Hamilton
shit.
and
Okay.
Cat on deck.
Are we allowed to have a damage bar on the creature? I really do enjoy those. I know that the damage bars or the HP bars can be kind of annoying, but I find it extremely helpful in these situations.
Yeah, I understand. 140.
Another dumb question that might have been answered in a previous session. Do we have like a magically propelled ship or like like a normally propelled ship?
Magic, I thought.
Yeah.
So it was when she was doing bunny sacrifices, but we're not doing bunny sacrifices anymore. So
Yeah,
I don't
but
know. That's a good question.
Zeph set up the alcohol sacrifice
Oh, that's
system.
right.
Is there just like a bottle constantly dripping on the ground?
Kind of. She set up like a brewing station. And I think it's just set to like, isn't it set to just like self brew?
I don't think
Or
so.
no, wait! It's the
It was-
fucking tree!
Yeah, there's a crystal in my heart in my deck below. And I'm
Getting some
Say-
funny images, but okay.
saving some of the description for it too because Zenora, you were down there, is what I was going to say from a role playing aspect because you also still weren't really like you weren't hungover like everybody else was still from the night before, and so when you got onto the ship and everybody else was just kind of relaxing or going to sleep for the evening, before this, you were probably like exploring the boat that you're going to be on for a little bit here.
Fuck yeah.
So you were at the lower portion of the deck, and when it comes to your turn, I'll tell you what you found.
Cool.
Can you guys see the health bar?
Negative.
I mean, I can't see anything, so I think.
Oh,
You may want to zoom out then.
no, he's in his own room there still.
No, I'm on my own plane at the moment.
Oh,
No health bar.
He's out vibing in his own plane of existence.
Bow, 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 bow.
what did I click on then? Oh, here we go. Visible to everyone. I don't think it. I think that'll
Okay.
work. How about now?
I'm
You-
on a board now.
Nope. I like how it
Nope.
the creature that disappears like literally into a black hole.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Very
Well,
funny.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
on the
cool.
ship
Like
now,
if
but
ass is centered.
I don't know I don't know why it seems like the lights have been turned out.
That's definitely because I turned darkness on, because it is still nighttime.
All right.
So maybe that's the natural one too. They're trying to put heavy armor on in the dark.
He's like jumping, trying to put his boot on, and falls over. Help! I can't get up.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Roll some stuff for it. But the creature, for its turn, three or four. In a fit of rage,
Oh.
starts
Angry.
after getting its mass quite well assaulted. It starts flailing its tentacles around, some of which are trying to grapple and hold on to Adune, it seems like. And you guys all hear Adune in your head kind of whimpering.
That's rude.
That is rude.
And let's see what Adune.
At least buy a Dune dinner first. Gosh.
I was just gonna say Adune Run. I've seen this porno before.
Adune is grappled currently.
How you grapple a ship, though? That's the real
With-
question.
Several tentacles that are very large.
Tentacles,
That's,
go,
Hey,
go there.
This is sounding like a. This is sounding like a interesting position that we've got her in.
Poor Dune.
You somehow made it sound worse. Congratulations.
Yep, that's the goal.
Why do you think I said I've seen this before?
Shoot. Plus 10 plus 11. There we are. All right. Adune's ship, you can feel under all your feet, not only rocking now with the impacts of the blows, but also creaking as if being pulled into the monster. The mouth doesn't seem to be able to open up wide enough to swallow it, but it is pressed up against the side as if trying to. And
He's
then
like jumping every base and going straight for home, my dude.
You have to ask permission.
Stop
Roll for
suckling your
consent.
Dune.
You have to roll for consent.
then it would be Hamilton's turn with Cat on deck and Zenora to follow. They're going to aim the cannons at this time directly at the creature, and load said cannons. Cat really cannot.
I
move
was
the
gonna
cannon.
say, can
Hamilton!
Cat load and move a cannon?
You could definitely
Hamilton.
fire a
Maybe
cannon.
like a mage hand or something. I feel like Cat
Yeah.
could. Anyway. I feel like
Maybe?
Hamilton would be much more likely to be preparing a load, though.
Yeah.
Giggity? Question mark?
So yeah, that's what is happening over there. Hamilton has got the ball in, and
Got balls in hand.
This cat just like squawking instructions.
and getting ready to light the fuse with yourself now, Zenora, with is up, and then
I'm not on
Rawlson's.
the deck, am I? I'm underneath.
You are not. You are down here, which I can move the camera for you. Boop. But I don't know if anybody can see that.
Oh, I
can.
see it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Adune's guts.
Oh, I
So-
see the giant. That's the giant. There's a tree in there. There's a tree in
Yeah.
the middle of the ship.
You see, where you'd come down, you'd actually recognize what looked like to be some sort of control and machine room, probably in some sort of propulsion too, because there was a glowing crystal that a tree is growing from.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I can just see you being like, Adune, you got. There's a tree. You got a
No,
tree,
literally,
Adune.
She's gonna be like rushing up on the deck, and she's gonna be like, "There's a tree!" Oh,
I'm thinking of the regular show, like nodding like along with like fully expected, but like I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
no, that's pretty much like she's accepted at this point. She's never gonna like understand anything, but she still is very concerned about a lot of things.
She's just taking in the information. Is like, all right,
Yeah.
On to the next fucking thing.
Can't wait to learn more.
So, Adune would have responded to you with, "Oh, I know, dearie. It was Thea who had placed one of the seeds along with the tree in the crystal. It actually provides a small amount of energy for me to run it, but for larger exertions, I need a bit more oomph." That was provided by some crystals the rest of the rum rollers had given to me. They'd found them in several places throughout Tarth so far. Some of which were in the Crystal Tower, and others were on a mountain in or around the a hermit. They saved me. I was just sitting by myself.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go join the battle now. So yeah, I guess I'll make my
We'll talk
way.
again.
Am I actually standing that far away from the freaking stairs? All of my movement's gonna be to get up the goddamn stairs. I'm small.
I would guess so, only because the area you're standing in currently is also where the you do see a setup for brewing that somebody has set up. It seems like there's something well past fermenting. It's to the point where you're wondering if they've forgotten about it down here.
Oh
Or
god,
it's just gone
that's
bad.
gross. That's gross.
The answer would be yes. That is now a chemistry experiment.
Yeah, I want to get at least to the top of the stairs. I'm hoping I can get. I only have a. Oh no, actually, halflings walk pretty quickly. 35. I'm a monk too. 35 feet.
Yeah, you'd be able to get up to the top of the stairs.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going
just
to the top of
measuring
the
total.
stairs. Yeah. So would that bring me up onto the deck?
I'm just getting you over there
Is
now.
she technically in combat?
Oh yeah.
She's not.
Now I will be.
Okay. I mean, now that she's up on the deck, but like when she's below decks, does that count?
The whole
it's
ship
still
is
that's the
grappled.
amount of speed that I can still move within one round. So
The ship is in combat. Therefore,
Yeah.
everyone in the ship is also in combat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Because
Can you see?
Go ahead.
Oh, right.
Oh yes, I
nice.
see where I am. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm really close to him. I don't think I'm close enough that there's anything that I can punch within 5 feet of me of him. Is there?
There's probably some tentacles strapped across the deck that when you walk out, you almost trip over. I'm
How
gonna
fun.
I'm just gonna draw some stuff for that too, because that's gonna be hard to remember.
Uh-oh, now he's drawing tentacles.
Oh, we're
Can you
really
put me
getting
back on.
I'm pretty sure
Deck.
Josh has been drawing tentacles since he was a kid.
Mhm.
There's my tentacles. Do you like them? They're straight lines.
No, they are so detailed. I can't believe that you can draw like that. Okay, yeah, then I'm going to use my action and I'm going to attempt to unarmed strike the tentacle that's right in front of me. Let's see how I do. That was a fucking nat one to fucking hit. Why did it roll twice?
Well, the second one is much better
you have
than
advantage?
the one you rolled.
I'm so confused.
We
I
could
definitely
assume
had
that
it.
you have
Maybe
advantage.
maybe it thought it took away my nat one and turned it into a 16.
I was gonna
So
say, if you rolled a nat one and that was what you got after that, your modifiers are
Oh, don't forget you have it. You know what it did? It accounted for your halfling luck.
it did! I do have
Mm.
halfling luck. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I never really play short characters, so I forget that halflings have that.
Yeah, so it negated because you
The
can
nat
re-roll.
one.
Yeah, you can re-roll any
Nat
nat
ones,
one as a halfling, and it did it automatically for you.
That's wild because I definitely was like, that's a nat one, and then it just rolled again, and I was like, what? Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
And that's I rolled a
Started
16.
at the bottom,
Okay.
now we're here.
That's 9 damage, which is like the maximum damage. So I wrote pretty fucking good on that. And then I'm going to use one of my key points to do Fury of Blows to do 2 more hits on him. So
Say to be a halfling.
yeah.
I like the idea that
Well, that's a 10 for the second punch, which I'm gonna guess is a no.
No.
Well,
I like the idea.
and then a 20 to hit
Oh
for the
yeah.
last one. Cool. And that is 8 more damage to the tentacle right in front of me. So, yeah, it's a total of 17 damage with just my fists.
Ooh.
Very
I
nice.
punch real good.
Scary.
And that's my
You
turn.
You do.
Oh, I feel like I have some weapons I could give you. I have a dagger.
You pull your
I'm a monk.
You pull your first hand back that you actually made contact fully with, and it was up to your wrist inside of the tentacle when you punched through it.
Ew.
But these
I
things
actually, I feel like that's not that
Still
far.
sea
I am very
monsters.
small.
yeah, and these things are a good 1.5 2 foot in diameter. So
Hmm. Cool. Yeah, I
movement,
punched him.
action,
I punched him.
bonus
Good.
action,
Yep, that's all I did. That was it. I did everything.
Rawlsons.
I did all the things.
I did everything.
Did all the things.
Yeah.
Rarl
Get you a t-shirt.
will look over to his siblings and scream for them to get undercover. You're not supposed to be in fights. And then
I assumed
he
for
will.
this too, just to be clear, that they could could be used in this aspect only because of the utility of having multiple bodies.
That's fair. I mean, that's a you thing.
I know.
So they'll one of them will help load for. I think it was Olive that was shooting the cannon.
It's Cat and Hamilton are shooting. So maybe one of them is helping move the cannon after Hamilton loaded it to aim it.
Hamilton need a cannon? I thought Hamilton's gun is a cannon.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to set Cat up more than anything.
Got it.
She is a chicken and kind of helpless.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, they'll help whoever needs help loading and unloading
And
aiming and stuff. Rarl will look at his hand where the new dusters are that he has. And he says to himself, "Let's see what these things can do." And he will use his action to cast Booming Blade on this creature at one of the tentacles in front of him.
Mhm.
And let's see. All right, I need to see how this attack works.
I rolled it once, actually, quite a few times to make sure that it was still set up right, but it should be just straightforward.
Jesus,
any
that's
other.
a lot of dice. Oh, that's a nat 20, baby.
Ooh, that's double.
Ooh.
I forgot to do that earlier too.
Oh my god.
So for the rest of you, I have a
What
new
the fuck?
item made of the table that we got from, or that I got from the start of the game. A ring of resizing, and then I shaped it into like basically a mitt that melded into my skin. And now I have
When did this happen?
super
What the
claws.
fuck?
Well, I
Yeah.
built it a little while ago after we killed Loki with it because I realized how good it was, and then Josh finally got around to figuring out what it does. Which,
Yeah.
thank
my
you.
God, I understand. It just clicked on what you meant.
Yeah, because Frederick was the one beating Loki with the table.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
I'm
was
glad
Alalopolis. We also
glad
talked
I-
about the ramifications, just for everyone's sake, of having Alalopolis as a table that is merged with a person. So you might have people jumping off the Rawlsons now. Anyways,
Oh.
I'm so glad that I could be an inspiration.
Thanks. I too want to beat people to death with a table.
He is an orange cat. It makes sense.
In the world
So yeah,
of
Is that a
Phil-
total of 89 damage?
89 damage. Yeah, with a
In the
natural
words-
20.
Good. Get fucked, sea monster.
in the world
I feel like it's dead now.
That's a lot of damage.
It
That is a
definitely
lot of
is.
damage.
That is a lot of damage.
It definitely is. If you want to describe it, the death that happens from you striking its one tentacle, not even its main
Ooh,
mass.
it's dead.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna
You
say
know,
wait,
there's
the
no
whole
way that
monster
thing is
is
still alive.
dead.
the
Wait.
whole monster is dead.
Oh,
To prove the power of flex tape, I punched this monster in half.
Does
well, if
anybody
I'm
know
gonna
mending?
if I'm gonna kill it, I guess I'll alter the finishing blow a bit.
Falcon punch.
Literally.
He'll start at one end of it and just like dash since he's got all the speed up the tentacle while having his claw like descended, like cutting into it, the tentacle all the way up to the head of the monster, and then like jump up from the head of the monster as the whole thing just like dies, and then it lands and then runs back over. He says, "That went way better than I thought it would."
While
Yeah.
you're
And I
while
thought
you're
I punched hard.
while you're doing it to the claw that's sinking into it, you feel an annulling sense to the magic even that you're wielding currently. Although you probably just with the nat 20 and everything else still managed to fucking kill it, but your damage would have been reduced, you can tell, because while you're dragging your claw through it, you can feel the physical damage happening, but the magical damage that was slowly accumulating along the length of it too was diminishing on its skin. You don't know if it's a natural property of the monster or not, but just a fun little thing like that. And as you get
it's
up to
resistant to magic.
you get to the
Yeah,
top
we
of
should we
get
should
the-
whale this thing.
to the top of the tentacle at the mass of its mouth there, you rip on through, and it starts just gushing this ooze of a blood out along the whole length and across Adune too, from where you were starting to cut on the tentacle. This reddish,
The blood
pinkish
god.
blood that just rains
Blood
down
for the blood god.
Ooh,
all over you too,
so...
and then it stops its wriggling and holding of Adune in place, and is floating in the sea.
I don't know why I ever leave to go on top of deck. I feel like everything just always goes wrong for me every time I leave the safety
Milk
underneath.
for the corn.
You should just
Um,
always live up here.
And at
I
this
don't know
very
if that's how it
moment-
works.
And at this very moment, Frederick busts up from below, wearing only one boot, and his chest.
I imagine you like accidentally like barrel over me because I'm very small. Like trip over me like I'm a little like stone in the way.
Well, at least in this
Um,
particular case, you came out from a different spot than where he's coming from. So
Okay.
you're
That would have been
good.
funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
am
just
going to use create water to rain in a 30-foot cube to try to. I imagine this blood or whatever's gushing out of this creature is going to be real bad for Adune's Adune, and so I'm going to try to wash as much as I can off.
You did slightly hear some of her disgust at it, at the very least, and appreciation of as you're washing it off. The one tentacle that you'd run up seems to be mostly severed from the rest of its body, actually, too, as you'd gotten up to the joint on the I'm assuming you're still standing on top of the monster, too, because combat is ended. You guys can do whatever you want, but...
Who is standing on
Yeah,
Rawr.
I'm licking my paw, just cleaning myself.
Okay.
Josh.
I'm gonna scream out as it's raining that like, hey guys, we should probably harvest some of this monster.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
for
say
sure.
this tentacle that's like right. I forget how to ping.
Yeah, is there a way that you can reset my view, Josh? Because it's all like it's just gray.
Maybe we should use a ring of reasonable size on this monster so we can pack it up and cut it down.
Oh, we should put it in a little jar. We should pickle it in a jar.
This tentacle right in front of me, I'm gonna take out my short sword and I'm gonna start like trying to like cut it down into reasonable like chunks.
Do you have a specific skill? Otherwise, I would say sleight of hand. I think that's what we've generally relayed harvesting skills
I
to.
don't. I have like nature and stuff like
Survival?
that, but
You can do a survivor. Survivor.
Survivor.
okay,
Survivor
I'll do
man.
survivor. Nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh,
So
nice.
27.
Good choice.
I think you guys are just rolling with loaded dice tonight or something.
I think so.
I don't know, bro. Some of us haven't been rolling so good.
I was gonna say my first roll was a nat 1.
It goes either.
I
with
also had a nat 1. I just happened to be a halfling.
one way or the other, I guess.
My best roll tonight was me persuading you, and that was a 12.
What are you trying to accomplish exactly when you say you're harvesting from the tentacle? Just so that I'm clear, because I was.
I'm just trying to. So how big? Like how big is this tentacle?
She wants
Like,
a
I
trophy to
see-
mount on the wall.
No, I'm thinking food.
Personal use.
Yeah. The tentacle itself, as I described, being almost 2 feet in diameter, each one of those that were wrapping around the ship.
We got food for days.
Yeah, and extending all the way
Love
across,
calamari.
under, and around the ship to hold it in a grapple. You're talking
Tons of food.
about 30
Um,
feet. About 60 feet of tentacle in one tentacle. So
Okay. How do you ping again?
Sounds like I can make rope out of it.
Just hold
Yeah.
down on the mouse.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna cut it like right here,
mhm,
and then like right here,
okay,
and just like toss the end bits like into the ocean.
okay.
And then just kind of try to like, I don't know. I have 2
Roll.
short swords. I could just like hack away at it.
Rara will yell out seeing you guys do this. I'm pretty sure it's got some sort of regenerative properties if we want to like if there's like an Arcana user on board who could like,
I could do an Arcana check.
Check it
because like
out.
maybe we could make some sweet like leather, like sea monster leather or something.
That's a
I don't know.
22.
Actually, could you roll me a history with it too?
I sure can. I sure cannot. It's
For
special. I don't know how, but it's special.
for 5, you know for sure that it is a magical beast. But you're not you yourself
What's
are not
there-
entirely sure.
So,
But with your,
Rarlson. What? Go ahead.
as you're going to cut up and sparse up that one piece of tentacle with your dagger, as you described, you're cutting around it, and you realize just in touching it, you feel some of your normal enchantments around you take less effect, and in general,
Oh yeah.
the magic of yourself diminish.
So,
So
in,
you
like-
being a fairy, a fey descent too, you feel almost averse to this animal when touching it.
So upon Rarlson saying, like, I think it's magical, Wasari's just gonna, like, look down at it with her short swords in her hand and just lick it. And, like,
Oh my gosh.
just kind of look around and be like, yep,
Well-
it's magic!
Well,
Oh,
And then she's
okay.
immediately gonna just, like, gag.
Should we put it maybe? I do think maybe the if we have an extra ring of resizing, we could bag this whole creature, and
am I the
instead
only
of just harvesting a little.
one who would really like the fact for it to be like hallucinogenic?
Maybe.
That would be hilarious.
I mean,
Is a Kraken blood hallucinogenic?
Roll a Constitution. Let's do.
Okay. Damn.
Oh,
9, a 9, a 9. You're able to, hold the vomit back after you've licked your blade, but the
My mouth
flavor
feeling numb.
the flavor of it does wash away quickly as the numbing washes over your mouth. But also because everybody else kind of sees some of your more magical characteristics become a little bit more mundane for a second or two.
I feel
And it
like
does
because
taste
she's
so
such
good.
bright colors, I feel
Yeah.
like she just gets like dull.
Exactly. Exactly what I was
Guys, it does
imagining.
taste
Wow.
so good.
Wait, do you think we could put this creature inside the bottle, and then we could store it there?
Maybe. I don't think we should eat this.
No, I don't think eat it, but it's probably worth quite a bit of money, and if we could, keep as much of it together as possible. I don't know what the
Maybe.
bottle does with conditions, like.
Yeah, the salt water in the bottle is probably
Maybe
'cause we
get
need
some of
we need to
its
like preserve
teeth.
it, right?
Isn't this salt water that we're in?
Yes.
Yeah, and so like the bottle's gonna have salt water too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
put
just
the
thinking.
food
Wait,
on
do we
there.
have
Ship it.
a bag of holding?
I have a backpack of holding.
So
do have
what
it
if
back.
we combine
We do.
the creature with a ring of resizing and then put it in the bag of holding to keep it fresh indefinitely?
I mean, if you can figure out a way to get the
Might as well
creature into
try. Let me
the fucking
see.
boat, I'm all for that.
I'm just thinking if we
'Cause
have a
everybody
ring of
has.
resizing on us, we can try to like slip it on the end of a tentacle, see if it resizes the whole
I mean,
thing.
everybody. Oh, I see. You want to take it off of
I
somebody.
don't have one.
I don't either.
I currently am using the one that I have for what I just did, but I can probably, I don't know how difficult it would be for me to dismantle and remantle it.
Oh, so I have in my inventory that I have 3 rings of reasonable size, except for I know I gave one to
Yeah,
the
I think you need to
Arlsons,
go
Yeah.
down to 1 currently because you gave one to the Rarlsons and you gave one to Flint for his gun.
Hmm.
Oh, did I?
I don't know how many
Well,
there
I
were
must
to
have been
start
extra
with,
generous that day. I don't remember giving one to Flint, but
Extra
that's fine.
but
I think
if we wanna cash out on this thing, we could resize the creature, shove it in a bag of holding where it won't rot, and then whenever we land, we can sell the entire Leviathan.
For a day or two, we could also open up like an exhibit, like look at the thing we killed.
Right. Yeah, we could be
We
showmen.
could also, I mean, do you think we'd get more for the whole thing, or if we parted out, would we get more?
I mean, I think having the option would be nice.
Well,
Yeah.
for posterity reasons, having the whole thing seems very lucrative.
Right. How often can some wizard guy from a tower buy an entire kraken?
Yes, that's what we're going to do. We are going to gut it and stuff it, and someone is going to buy it as a sculpture.
Oh,
Is
I was thinking as like
anybody proficient in taxidermy?
I was thinking
Oh,
sell it off for like,
So
it's organics, but taxidermy would be cool
Oh.
too.
Well, we could gut it and sell those organics, and then stuff it, and then sell it as like a statue.
This
Yeah,
whole
sure. I
conversation
mean, if
is
we
really
want to
making
turn
me
it into
miss
like
stuff.
if we want to turn it into like the head mast thing on the ship too, we could do something.
is the Nora thinking about jumping ship right now.
On
Yeah.
the front of the ship, do we still is there still a kraken at the front of the ship? Or
There's
no, there's a gargoyle.
a gargoyle, correct, at the front of the ship. I don't have it on this particular instance, but there is.
So I can revivify. I can touch a creature that's died within the last minute, and it returns to life with 1 hit point. We can just keep this guy like super damaged, still alive.
Good
Just
lord.
Resize it.
Reese,
I mean-
just put it in the bottle, and every time it starts like trying to
Acting
act up, just aggressively shake the bottle.
I mean, I think if we can resize
Yeah.
it small enough to fit into the bag of holding, bags of holding don't let things rot. So it would be held in stasis until we get to a port.
I Adune,
I see.
Adune would chime in here slightly, just with a, "Oh, didn't you say that you could use the bubbles to get me back in the bottle?"
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
What bubbles?
I know we can get her into the bottle, but
I
The
kind
I
of.
guess the issue with the bottle is that we don't know if it will keep, or if when we pull it out, it'll be a rotten mess.
Well, we could put it into the bottle, and then we could revivify it, and then we could have a pet sea monster.
Kraken in a bottle.
If
That's not bad.
Mime can revivify it, I can cast gaseous form on it and just turn it into gas, and then put it into the bottle.
And if none of
If it
that works,
fails.
we could still just shove it into my backpack if it's already in the bottle.
Oh, it has to be a willing creature. Never mind.
So I was just gonna check. Thanks for letting me know.
So I guess what's the ultimate goal? So we could either keep it as a pet by reviving it and trying to put it in the bottle, but we probably couldn't put a Dune back in there. We
Reverse
could
bottle. Wouldn't want to revive
keep it dead.
in the bottle.
Yeah, definitely not until we got it
Right.
out of the bottle.
Resize it down and put it in stasis in a bag of holding to sell later, or part it out right now and kind of roll for it and get what we get.
So, hear me out.
Resizing and putting it in the bag is.
If we resize it and put it in the bottle, we then could really fuck up someone's day by just like dropping a sea monster on their like doorstep.
That
You
would
could,
actually
yeah.
be
That's
hilarious.
essentially
If
that's
we-
like the Franklin skeleton
I think-
monster strat.
So I think right now though, I only have one ring of resizing. Does anybody else have
No.
a ring of resizing?
Does
Of
anyone
reasonable size?
remember what the bubbles were? Because that sounds like an easier way without like using
Yeah.
like, a magical item.
Mime has them, I believe.
So, if we use the bubbles, so could we do both? Like, use the bubbles, get it into the bottle, and then put the bottle into the bag of holding? Because then it still wouldn't decay, but it would be small and in the bottle.
That's the DM ruling, because
Yeah.
well, does being in the bottle
Oh,
negate
wait.
being in the
Yeah,
being
is
in
the
the,
bottle like its own space? Because I know if you put
Its own.
a space inside of a
Inside of
space,
space,
then it just is
Well,
bad.
It's not another plane. It just exists inside the bottle, right?
well, what we need is the effect of a non-rotting stasis. We need to know if things rot in the bottle. If they don't, then we can just shove it in the bottle and be
Well,
done.
would Adune know that? I'm gonna
I-
ask Adune.
I say shove it in the bottle and then revivify it.
Well, just
And
well,
that's
it's-
we could sell it for more that way.
I,
We could sell it for more that way.
Right, if it's live, we could
Yeah,
totally sell it
That's
for more if
true.
it's live.
I'd
Good.
second this
Adune, me
idea
too.
now.
Yeah.
I would like to point out, put in bottle first.
Yes. Then revive. Anyway, Aduna, you were
so I
talking.
was just I don't know how we would get someone out of the bottle. If we're reviving the creature inside of the bottle, at least this is my general understanding of the bubbles, that you had to open the cork on the bottle to let something back out, and it would just let everything out. It wouldn't let
What
one.
about the spinning plate? We have two.
Yes, both of which are on deck currently.
Wait, but
Right.
is there anything else in the bottle right now?
No, other than I think some seagulls that were left in there.
Yeah. So we could just bottle this creature, and then if we needed to release it, it would be fine because it would be
We
the
need
only
to have
thing
it
in the
alive,
bottle.
though. At what point do we make it not dead? And this is all, I guess, happening very
So
quickly.
we put it in the bottle, and then so I see. So because in the past the plates put us on a Dune's deck, and so if a Dune's not in the
Right.
bottle, will the plates put us in
Or
the
would
bottle?
the plate just summon you back to Aduna's deck, and then you can zip in and out of the bottle at will?
One plate was on my deck, and one plate was on the cliff, and someone went back. It was Cat went back and got a plate, so both plates are on my deck currently.
Right. So if somebody jumps into the bottle with the dead
Yeah.
creature, and they spin the bottle while after they revive this thing, where will
Do
they
we
go?
have to be in the bottle to revive it, or can you just cast it like into the bottle?
I don't know.
I have to touch the creature.
Okay, so
Can you just stick your finger in
It's
it?
you touch a creature.
Just stick your finger into the bottle?
finger the bottle. Finger the creature in the bottle.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Um.
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry.
So if
You
we
got
get the
distracted by the
creature,
finger of the bottle.
I bottle in my hand. We've put so here's we've put the creature in the bottle, and Mime is holding the bottle, and they take the cork out and they stick their finger in and poke the creature and revivify it. Does that count? Is that a thing?
does she just have to be touching the thing that she's reviving?
Right, like how big does her finger
does
get
it work
in the
like as soon as
bottle?
I take the cork? Right, or can I take the cork off the bottle without releasing the creature?
Well, what
Fuck
if we
around
don't
and find
cork
out.
it first? Like, what if we just put it into the bottle and you just
I
stick
mean-
your finger in?
Well, we're
And then
either going to
cork
let it out,
after.
or we're either going to let out the dead creature,
Well,
or
'cause
you're
there's
going to
some
work.
bubble.
I get it.
There's some bubble thing going on. So I feel like we need to revivify it first and then put it in the bottle. I know the other way around sounds better.
So how do
But,
the bubbles work? Do they just automatically teleport whatever
haven't-
into the bottle?
We haven't really tried them yet. It was given to us by Sartellus.
Oh, I like this. No, this is perfect. The sea monster is a good
I mean,
test. It's a good
yeah.
trial. So while it's dead, we can use
I got
the
a question.
bubbles
Yep.
to put it in the bottle, and then we can take it out of the. So we know how the bubbles work, and then we can take it out of the bottle, revivify it.
Yeah,
and
because I mean,
there's-
if
there's
that
my
doesn't work,
question.
it's coming back with 1 hit point, so we can just kill it again.
I got a question. Is
Yeah.
the sea monster? If sea monster is a magical creature, does that mean it needs sustenance to like remain living?
There's some seagulls in there, she said.
There's some seagulls in there.
Also, a sea
Immediate
monster.
response.
I mean,
Uh,
it'll be in a bottle of stasis.
Well,
We'll have to dump some
just-
blood in there every once in a while.
We can, we could just scoop some like fish up with it.
I
Go to
thought-
a trading port and just be like, we need to buy 2,000 tons of fish.
Yeah, I imagine right now in its vicinity, right, some creatures have been attracted by the blood in the water. So, like, if any of the water in the surrounding the sea creature
I don't know,
goes
but I
into
feel
the
like we
bottle,
need to
like,
hurry
there will
up
be
because
creatures in there with it.
Revivify only works after a minute.
We do.
Yeah.
Now, this is metagaming. We're fine.
Yes.
Another question. Well, if we have both plates, could we not just send someone in there with one of the plates, and then we could like feed it by throwing?
Listen, I don't like this logic. Mime's gonna make
I like
a
Mime's,
executive decision and say we're gonna revivify the
Yeah.
monster and then put it in
Okay.
the bottle.
because if
Alright, this
again, if it doesn't work, it's only coming back with 1 hit point.
Oh.
Ooh, wait. If we revivify it, do we know? Well, let's test this bubble thing because I can hex it and give it
Oh.
like a disadvantage on whatever it needs to make.
Also, Rarlson, I'd get off the creature.
Oh, yeah. I'll walk off the creature.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm pacing.
Also, Frederick now just realizes something. I got my backpack back at that last thing that happens every once in a while. What was the shipment for? Because I have it.
That was the sex candles.
Oh.
Pretty sure.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Yeah, I don't.
The silence is deafening.
Here. In the meantime, someone give me one of the plates and bubble me into the thing so that I can see what kind of save it needs to make, and then we can test also if we can teleport in and out with this, with the plate.
Speaking of revivify, do you have any 300 gold worth of pieces?
Again, the silence is deafening.
Wait, I thought. Hold on.
Shit, sorry, I was muted. I have a resized gold coin. I don't know how much that counts for, but I also
Okay.
have 300.
That'll work.
Ooh, are we gonna get into like gold math here? Like, how much does it weigh?
No, please God.
I have 300 gold. Right.
Okay.
I got this.
So, are you doing the bubble thing first? But it sounded like executive decision. Mime, you have the bottle and you have the
Yeah.
bubbles. So what
That's
do
true.
you do?
Frederick is going to
Do
make
you do what you do.
to go back downstairs.
Yeah, so I say aloud, executive decision. I'm gonna revivify and then
And
bubble
start
it into
working
the
on
thing.
dinner.
So whether that's a good choice or not, I don't know. So I am going to
Mhm.
touch the creature and sacrifice 300 gold pieces. Even though it seems real silly.
I mean,
but whatever.
I think we'll make our
Um,
money back if
I
this
wonder-
works.
I want to know what.
Yeah, and then do the bubble thing so that the creature ends up in the bottle very quickly.
I have
my
not
halfling
made the
moves.
bubbles, so I know that's why it's not in your inventory. I need to make a note to myself. But
Okay.
you're going to want to, similarly to the plate, I would assume these work sort of. Roll a performance for the bubbles, and then tell me, if they're doing anything for that. Otherwise, you're verbal and semantic for the reviving.
Just kick it and say, "Get up."
I like that. I was gonna say I'm just gonna touch a tentacle and be like, "Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey."
The stump that was hanging off of the side, besides the other 3 tentacles, shiver at your shaking through the whole monster all the way to the center of its being. And you see, only you probably actually, see above the creature, Lono standing over it going, "Oh, are you sure?" And then goes to grab for your gold before letting you respond and says, "Okay." And just kind of shakes it awake, it looks like in your vision. And
Backhand, forehand, backhand.
and then you see some of the spots where you had pitted it with your spirit. It wasn't the spiritual weapon; it was the other one, the one where you tore chunks off, guiding bolt, tore chunks off
guiding
of it,
bolt.
come back into existence basically there, and it starts kind of breathing again. It's hard to tell that it's alive, but it's alive.
That's fine. Cool. I'm gonna blow some bubbles at it, I guess. Or is this like a bubble wand? I'm
Pink
imagining
plastic
like
container with a lid.
a vial of bubble solution with a wand, and I like blow bubbles at it, and when the bubbles hit it, the creature gets sucked inside the bubbles, and then the bubbles go into the bottle. That's like in my brain when you said bubble.
No,
That
that's
probably
pretty
is
much
not what you imagined,
exactly
but that's
perfect.
what you
immediately-
described is pretty much exactly how I thought of this item working too. But I do need a perform.
Okay,
Oh, I see a
perfect.
10 down there. Sorry. So
I'm glad we're on the
I
same
don't
page.
know what you're trying to do with the bubbles, but I would assume you would, like, not knowing what to do with them yet. Either you would just pull the wand out of the thing. You can tell me if you want now, or I can build.
Oh yeah, since it's a 10, I'm gonna look at the vial. It obviously has like a cap right atop, and then the vial of bubbles. And so I'm gonna pull the top off, and the wand's gonna come out. I'm gonna look at it, and I know like time is of the essence because this thing is alive now, right? And so I'm just gonna like shake it, right? So like some bubbles you could just like move the wand real fast through the air. Right, I'm not gonna think to blow at it. I'm just gonna like wave it around real fast. And I'm assuming a couple bubbles are gonna come out.
They do indeed, as they float lugubriously towards the creature. before they touch it, it starts to raise up, as if it's trying to shove off from the ship. But as these bubbles do come in contact with the creature, you just see the bubble itself almost immediately resize itself around every portion of the creature and then shrink back down to the size that it was, and then even smaller, looking like it's kind of circling in the air looking for something. The bubble, that is, not the creature.
Oh, so I'm gonna look if I'm assuming I have the bottle in my hands, but if not, I'm gonna look for it in my bag and pull it out.
As soon as you
I guess I'm gonna
uncork
uncork
it
it.
and hold it aloft in the air, the bubble seems to home in on the bottle, and
We did it! We got a
Huzzah!
Pokemon.
Tonight,
Does anyone have
Gotta catch 'em all.
Mime is gonna look around
Does
at
anyone
everybody
have a
and be like,
writing
"Tonight we
utensil so we
feast."
can name the monster?
oh, by the way, Gab, you chopped off at least like maybe like 400 pounds of meat.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you don't,
Wisteria.
We decided we're not gonna eat.
Not right now.
Magic meat.
well, if we don't want to use
Okay,
it,
sorry.
if-
How much? 400?
Yeah,
I can't carry that much.
I know.
can.
It's on a
Pounds.
dune.
It
You could ask for
needs-
some help, it sounds like.
I'm just going to go over to one end of the tentacle and just shove it into the backpack, and then just shimmy it along, or maybe just pull the backpack aloft, so
like a snake.
yeah, so it just kind of slinks into the backpack. Keep that in your inventory, though. I'm just gonna.
Congratulations, everyone! We just caught a kraken.
Speaking of, it's close. Yeah. Yeah,
Like a-
you can see as they're counting the ballots.
Maybe like a
It's
baby kraken, but
56
We'll
to
grow, we just
44,
gotta feed it.
56 yes, 44 no. %.
We'll
Yeah.
just feed it up. High fives everywhere.
We could always use the meat for fishing bait if we don't want to eat it.
That's true. Yeah.
Facts.
I got chicken bacon ranch.
That would make better bait.
Yeah, that would.
Sorry, I'm talking to Ike.
But tonight for sure.
The Subway
We will
sandwich
for
I
sure
got.
feast tonight. Mame is going to, as the captain, Mame declares a
Hey,
feast.
does anyone know how to
Christmas,
cook?
God damn it. Mime declares a feast.
No.
I got you,
Oh,
dearies.
hooray!
Adune does. Adune is a
What are we
kick-ass cook.
cooking though? It seemed like a fearsome beast. Anyone know what it was?
We don't know. We just shoved it in a bottle.
Just the
Oh, we're
spirit
not
of
eating that.
squall.
Okay. Well, my stores are quite stocked for now. I would say that they probably do need a restocking in the future, but not today.
I, as Frederick, declare it to be the big old gobbledygook of the sea.
That's a
It
good
is a-
name.
It is in your bag, so
I'll approach Frederick, and I think it's Wisteria that chopped it up.
Yeah.
Wait, did I put the bottle in?
No,
Wait, did
that's
I
No,
put the
he's got a
bottle in
big
Frederick's
tentacle.
bag?
I don't know if you've got any
Okay.
plans specifically, but if you're not going to use the skin of this thing, I was hoping maybe I could make some leather armor that I could be like an anti-mage, you know what I mean? But your tentacle, your call.
I don't want the skin. It is
I feel
affecting
like-
me a lot, and I don't like it.
oh,
Yeah, that's why I want it.
Yeah, I feel like you could make some kick-ass leather leggings out
Skin
of this.
tight sea monster leggings. The newest rage.
Make your
Cool.
ass look
I
great.
will. I will mark that down
Yeah,
if that's all right with
horrible.
everyone. Maybe when we get into town, we can see how much, we can actually make out of it and go from there. But it'd be really good for hitting those mages.
Yeah. Sure.
Also, Frederick also remembered something that he has in his
No
bag.
laundry. They're dirty.
And he reaches into his bag and hold on, grabs 5 cookies and just shoves them into his mouth.
Oh, cookies? What? Where did you get cookies from?
Cat bought them when we were still in town, and we shoved them into my backpack.
That's amazing. Rarl touches his neck and he says, "Huh, it's weird. My torque is gone, but I don't remember where I put it." He walks away.
Interesting.
So Mime is gonna go back to
Mhm.
the wheel.
You-
Are
you-
we moving through the water
You are
now that we've
are
collected the
are
creature?
more or less because you had never really stopped even when the creature was grappling you. It just created more drag on your movement, so you've slowed dramatically, I would say.
Um,
Okay. So I'm gonna double check where we're going and which direction we're heading to make sure we're going. I don't actually know where we are in, where our destination is. Like Mime does, but I don't. So like where we're actually trying to get to, and if we're going in the right direction.
You would
But Mime is gonna
probably
check
lean
that.
over to Olive then, who you had started taking some cues from, having been a self-acclaimed captain before and well attuned to the sea. And Adune would chime in to Zenora, who was the last person to see them down below. Sounds dirty. And
Oh.
say, "Do you know if you'd been able to acquire? Oh, I guess the crystal you'd just seen. It's looking like it could use a little bit of love. Some. It's been dark here. It's still dark, but well, those crystals I was mentioning to you. Do you know if anyone has any?
I have no idea. Let me. I'm gonna start like running around the deck, asking everyone that's present. Like, Dude said something about crystals, meaning it's dark. I don't know.
yeah,
Help.
yeah. Why did it go from like?
Yeah, who turned off the lights?
God.
No, that was the fairy lights were no longer.
Oh, my fairy fire.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
it was attached
Is
to
it
the
still
creature.
this dark
I
out?
have-
Like, is it still that dark?
Yeah, you're seeing just the fingers of light over the horizon, maybe. So I can try to correct that. I was also trying to get to.
Um,
Is
He's
anyone
saying our
else-
sun is a giant.
I have
Ooh.
a feet soup mushroom. I also have a cold purple crystal. Do they need a crystal or do they need light?
It was
What do
a
you need,
crystal.
Adina?
The last time we'd used something of I forget exactly now. It was something like the cold crystal, I think.
You need another crystal? Or does the
My
crystal
my
need
crystal
something done to
would
it?
would like another crystal. It's kind of complicated.
It's
It's
lonely.
It's lonely.
it's
Give it
it's
another crystal. It can't be lonely.
sort of the energy source.
I don't have one.
You give it a crystal.
I like the idea that we're just gonna start piling crystals into the back room and
One
I hear
big
you,
family.
Adune. I will give you my cold purple crystal. I'm gonna go down to where the tree is
Smash the
and place, I guess, right next to the crystal that's there already, the cold purple crystal that I have,
Mhm.
because I've never used it for anything else.
Yeah, that was from all the way back at the Tower of Zenith, or the Crystal Tower. You can go down. Where did you go? There you are. Oh, nope, I grabbed that. I gotta be on
Thank
this
you.
layer.
where did everyone else go? Is there? Because looks like I'm the only one on deck still.
I was up there, but
I was gonna
We
say, I
just
think
can't see each
everybody
other.
should be
It's dark.
Yeah,
It's
that's
dark.
That dark. We can't see each other on the boat deck.
It's
Correct.
nighttime, isn't it?
Yeah.
There are no stars.
can I? I'm just gonna cast Fairy Fire on Adune.
Okay.
Then.
I moved Wisteria, by the way. That's
Right.
who I moved. I was trying to move. Captain Mime. Zoom back in.
I'm going to have to get a lot of fish for our new friend.
I mean, she needs to make a dexterity saving throw, but I mean, does she if she's willing?
No, she doesn't if she's willing, and I think she's pretty willing to be a light.
A light in the dark times for us.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Just hope nothing comes and attacks her out of nowhere. Free advantage.
Yeah.
Well, it's it only lasts a minute.
Oh.
I was gonna say I have a hooded lantern, so I don't know why it worked.
Because magic is cool. I can only make darkness.
I can only make this situation considerably worse.
For you, maybe.
So you pulling out that hooded lantern there, Frederick?
Yes.
Okay. Does it say a square foot on that, or a foot
10 foot. Oh, for Fairy Fire or for his lantern?
lantern?
A hooded lantern cast a bright light in a 30-foot radius and a dim light for an
Damn.
additional 30
Well, there
feet.
you go.
Lit. It burns for 6 hours on one flask or / pint of oil, and I get a shit ton of oil. I don't remember getting this much oil, but I got a shit ton.
Oh yeah. It does this thing. It doesn't like it when I do this thing because this map is technically very large. Did it work? Do you
Yep.
see stuff? Okay.
Yes.
Also, I put Mime down below deck, next to the crystal in the tree.
Oh,
You're over
I don't
here.
see that, but I believe you.
Okay,
Ah, there I am. Yeah.
That
so
was
I'm gonna
weird.
add my crystal to this crystal. So that can be
Yeah,
Yeah,
crystal.
Josh, I
next-
don't know if you do know this, but when you do that, it moves all of our camera roll angles.
I know. Yeah. There's no way for me to move, and
Everybody needs to see me.
there's no way for me to
with the
move one
crystals.
individual camera. I can refocus all of them or none of them. That's my option when it comes to that particular skill there. So you place it up against the crystal though, and you see it start to merge into the rest of the crystal and glow softly. And Adune goes, "Oh, it's like a cold shower. Ooh, invigorating."
So, food? Frederick asked.
Oh yes, yes. And you hear some banging around in the lower deck below you, and probably as you're stepping out of the engine room, Mime, you see wooden hands from the walls and the floors, moving pots and pans and such around and cooking some stuff. What do we what will we have?
Meat.
I
Frederick was
have
more asking.
If you skin that thing and cook it, it should be fine, right?
I'm not going to eat that. Frederick was more asking that question.
I mean,
was
the thing
asking-
that
Oh, we
turned
have some
you
better
like
options.
anti-mat, like made you
Perhaps we have some
grayscale.
chicken.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you should
but
eat
it
something
was
that
just-
makes you grayscale.
Well, it was when I licked the skin, though.
That's true. Well, what about no? You had blood.
Yeah, you had the blood.
Blood for the blood god.
Did I?
Blood for the blood god.
Yeah, you licked your blade.
Skull
Didn't
for
you?
the skull throne.
Mm-mm.
Milk for the
No, I
princess.
licked the tentacle. The skin of the tentacle.
Oh.
Going to point out, if the skin's bad for you, the meat is also probably bad for you.
Yeah.
But if it's cooked, maybe it like cooks out all of the toxins.
Mine votes
Yes,
for
I
chicken.
I mean,
Well-
like if we want to cook a little bit and have like a tiny little taste, like sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
Cat turns to you and goes,
Oh, actually, maybe not chicken. Considering cat. I don't know. Chickens eat
Kind of like
chicken.
how pigs will eat anything you put in
Yes.
front of them.
Chickens will eat
Uh,
anything.
Sorry, we don't have any chicken on
And
board
goats.
per cat's
We do have a
request, of
chicken on
course.
board.
I kind.
I mean,
Yes,
cat could lay
that
some
is
eggs.
possible.
The fact
Is
that
that
the
possible?
character-
That's interesting. Fun little feature for her.
No, that was a joke.
It would be really
kid, I
interesting
kid.
if Jesse's character had a kid in both campaigns, and in one we treasured it, and the other one we ate them.
And when you what?
There's a difference
Yeah.
between a
I
child and
guess.
an egg.
What's happened to our kids?
He's trying to eat them.
Although baby cows
true.
are tasty.
Baby, a lot of baby everything is pretty tasty.
This is true.
I would disagree with this sentiment,
'cause
but I
it's
just
tender.
don't like the texture. I just don't
Hmm.
like it. No, it's slimy.
Oh, I think
You don't like veal?
Someone cooked it bad
like-
for you.
No, somebody just cooked it
I
all
like veal.
wrong.
I just feel really wrong eating it.
Yeah.
I feel the
Feel
same
like
way
a
about
predator.
lamb. I love lamb, but like the idea
Like a
of that is
cheetah.
sad.
I actually
I've
really
never
like
had it. I've never had any of these things.
Oh, lamb is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I also have
Yep.
no moral compass about or gripes about that either.
Really?
Mm.
Would you eat a person?
Yep. Vegans first. Grass-fed human.
Grass fed?
Human.
He died
Stay
at a
away from the
young
brain.
age because he was grass fed.
Just stay away from the brain.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, that's really all you have to do. Anyway,
Yeah, so
eat the brain?
Olive
It's a
Olive,
delicacy.
Olive would probably have said, we're heading in more or less the right direction. Probably.
good.
How reassuring.
What
Yes.
does your gut tell you?
The sun's coming from that way, and it
Perfect.
rises from the east, right?
Yep.
I feel like I should clarify my sentiment on eating
I
humans.
don't know. This is Taurus.
No, you shouldn't. You should just leave
no,
it as
leave
it is to
leave
the viewers.
Leave it as is.
Just
Um,
full frontal.
Might as well. Who cares?
and Adune would go.
If only Jesse
I-
and John were here, because I've had this conversation before.
We don't.
I don't doubt that you have, and it
I
seems
feel
like
like-
you came to your decision, and that
Didn't
you
we?
are pro eating children.
Didn't we discuss something like this for B&B?
We might have. Eating people in that game would make lots of sense.
Hey, babe.
a
Did we ever
Fallout
have
game.
a cannibalism conversation?
In
It's like a
B&B,
cannibal
in
cake.
For
B&B,
B&B?
not just in life. I'm sure you've had a camp.
Ike said
Hello,
nothing.
Anderson.
He couldn't
All
remember.
specificities out. Leave it as vague as possible.
So
Would you do it?
We've
Do
derailed
a human?
everything. Love it.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm not
we
really
had
sure
this
what I need
moral
to make.
test in the other campaign.
Whatever meat is available, just go ahead and make that.
What
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe cut it like really thin and raw, like sashimi.
I am eating.
what
That
it- is
is
that what it is?
disgusting.
I was gonna say, Gab, the only thing I heard Ike say was foreskin, and I was like, that's not the correct.
That tracks. No, he said I'd imagine deep frying a foreskin would be like deep frying pork rinds.
Oh my.
Yep, that tracks for Ike.
That is a thought that somebody had to have at some point. Had to happen.
And now he shared it with all of us. Thank you, Ike.
And now we know.
Now that's going into the world.
Anyway, Dune, what's
Suddenly-
up? You seem chill.
Suddenly, me saying I would eat a human isn't that bad.
She's making whatever meat is available. That's what I told her to do.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's a very
Well,
I'm a little
Yeah,
nervous
we've
about that
collected a lot
statement.
of weird shit.
Yeah, how many people have we
That's a
forgotten
real
about
broad.
in like the whole of the ship? Like old adventurers.
Yeah, like whatever meat is
I trust her
available
moral
is,
compass.
I don't know how I feel.
I do too.
When the
trust
group
Adune's
found
moral
Adune,
compass.
she
She
was
actively
I feel like
consuming.
yeah.
Adune's kind of like an Adune's kind of like an AI, right? Where like Adune has some sort of a moral compass, as much of a moral compass as like we've given Adune, but like giving open-ended commands like that
Oh,
can
well.
be real dangerous.
We'll see what
right?
ends up
Like,
happening.
Hey,
Oh shit.
Adune, bring about world peace. Which the answer to bringing about world
Oh, I
peace
didn't know
might
this
just
was
be
Attack on
killing all the
Titan.
humans, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Dooney, are you a ghost
So-
ship?
I'm
we're gonna find
I
out.
whipped
Kind of.
something up. It's in the crew quarters. Would you like me to bring it on deck, or did you want to
Forgot
come
what we're
down to
talking
the?
about.
Can you describe what it is?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
in the
I had to
crew
have some
quarters?
tables to set
What?
it all out on. Unless you guys
I'm
want to
gonna-
eat on the deck. Yeah,
I'm gonna head.
it was
Oh, it's
pretty
ready.
quick,
Shelter.
pretty quick and easy. I think there was at some point somebody had brought some shark, I believe it was. So I made some different sorts of sashimi and
Oh, okay.
some steaks and a few different other, at least one other type of meat that I could whip up at this time.
What's a shark?
They're these, medium-sized-ish creatures in the water. They're predatory. They
fish.
generally also like meat. So not grass-fed, but
Thinking of a shark as a medium-sized creature hurts my brain.
Yeah.
in this world they
Depends on which
are.
shark you're talking
Well, I was
about.
gonna say, in like this world, even like the biggest shark, unless you're talking about like a megalodon,
Yeah, pretty much.
is a medium-sized creature, which hurts my brain.
Yeah,
is
we
kinda
just
horrifying.
caught something like 10 or 100 times the size.
Yeah, but calling a shark medium-sized puts it in perspective to everything else.
That's
We
fair.
are small beings.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
for
but
now.
if you go off of D&D, like sizing, humans are also medium creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. It's just a range. When you're dealing with things the size of skyscrapers,
Mm-hmm.
Medium is just
the
a very
a
large
couple
range.
inches doesn't matter.
Couple feet.
Couple feet.
Yeah, it's more like a couple feet.
Anyway, let's go eat.
I'm trying to get everybody in there, and I was trying to like throw some stuff in
Yeah.
on a table.
Do.
So as everyone's gathering into like the crew quarters, I'm going to ask a question. What were we supposed to do with the shipment of sex candles?
I think those were just for us.
Oh, that's the moral sins you have to ask.
Really?
I think we just bought those because we wanted them. Because I ordered a bunch of vibrating pillows, and the guy thought we were trying to have an orgy, so he sold us sex candles. But we're on our way to go see a dragon to try to convince him to go into a business arrangement with us by selling us his breath, which I think really is just a euphemism for his jizz.
And we forged
By
nudes.
selling him nudes of the queen, and I guess we have sex candles that we could give him too. So that plays right in, and vibrating pillows. So, do we have a bard to seduce a dragon on board?
I knew this, like D&D.
Damn,
like,
I knew I should
devolves-
have made a bard.
I knew D&D like devolves into sex a lot. I just figured it would be more in the eel campaign than the good one.
I mean,
I feel like it's a pretty even split right now.
Really, the good campaign has vibrating sex pillows and sex candles.
well, here's
and
the thing.
a bunch of other
Balhanoth fucked
What-
a spider lady.
That's fair.
Oh,
I forgot about that, but you are correct.
I was gonna say, like, what other deviancy can we
No.
do in like a good
We were talking
campaign? You
about
can't
the-
like murder people.
balance of like sex acts in the good campaign versus the evil, and I said I'm pretty sure it's pretty balanced right now.
The real question is sex actually bad on Tareth? That's the real question.
Mm. Getting into
Have
the
to
moral
ask the
compass
church.
Is sex illegal?
Oh shit.
Have they figured out how to cure STDs on Taurus?
I mean, they have clerics, so I'd assume
Yeah.
cure
Yeah.
disease yes,
Lesser and greater restoration exists.
yes.
So, yeah, you guys
What's
see
the meal? What's the meal?
a well-situated array of different forms of shark with some rice, varying forms of sashimi and sushi and a steak, like she'd said.
Oh, I miss Japan.
Oh, I almost forgot. And then out of the floorboard comes little sauce dishes with a brownish sauce that she sets on the table. Some brown sauce that I've made.
Ooh.
The evil campaign has started life on anything that just comes out of anywhere. Food wise, I mean.
I hope
What
you all
about
like it.
out of the oven?
This
I
is
will.
great,
Thank you
Adune,
so
thank
much. This
you.
is fantastic.
I imagine there's
That's-
chopsticks there, but Frederick is definitely the type of person who doesn't know how to use chopsticks.
Why can't they just use forks? This is our country. Dad, we're in Japan.
They're really not even that hard to use. I love them.
No. Yeah.
As someone who
Proceed
can't
to-
use them, I disagree.
Try harder.
Yeah,
That
learn.
doesn't seem to work. That just makes my food go everywhere.
Use the first utensil that we ever had.
Fingers.
That's what I
Fingies.
was going to. That's what I was going to say. Frederick is going to look at the chopsticks for a second and just start picking stuff up.
You guys feel home
Nom
at
nom.
home. And Adune's floating through the sea, picked up a little bit of speed and is heading in the more or less the right direction. Olive again confirms.
All we need now is one of those pianos that plays
Probably.
itself.
That would be cool. This is nice. This is what it's about.
It is. It is very nice. But would anybody be interested in, the very fermented stuff that's downstairs? I can't smell it myself, but I seen.
Oh yeah, no,
Hey.
that stuff smells really bad. You guys should check that out. There's something down there that I think was forgotten.
I'll go check it.
It's a big sack
I'll
of
just
potatoes.
like follow behind him. Purely out of curiosity.
As he's like shoving the last of like the steak, shark steak into his face.
Sure.
Steak.
And you guys walk out onto the deck, and then straight down the stairs to the underbelly
Ooh,
of Adune.
Belmont's worse. They were
And
58% now.
head over. Oh yeah, I still have the light effect on me. I was like, what's this? Anyways, head down the stairs.
I know. Well, and the only non-rural area in Jefferson County is Steubenville.
Head down the stairs, and you're standing at the bottom of them, and you both catch that big whiff. Zenora familiar, Frederick not so much familiar with this rotting smell. It's very pungent.
This is gross.
Where is it at exactly?
It is coming from the side of the kitchen area and the crew eating, which was down here, just past the toilets. And you see the smell surprisingly is not coming from the toilets. It is coming from some sort of setup that was set up here to brew alcohol and has been left by the wayside and forgotten about in
They
past
Tried to
misadventures.
brew alcohol in the toilet?
It was next to the toilet, not in the
Right.
toilet.
Technically,
Who
false.
did this?
There's a little hand scribed thing, and in some of them probably that as Zeph's brewing implements.
Oh God.
Why would you sign this?
So, am I looking at like a barrel full of like mash that's rotting?
So wait,
Yes, pretty much.
wait, Josh.
Yeah.
Because of the eurythmic veracity and everything, so Wisteria's gonna follow everybody down there. But I would imagine, like, would she see Zeph's like signature on it?
Yeah, if she
And
followed
would
everyone down there. Yeah.
so because she has like
Insider knowledge.
yeah, she's just gonna look at it and be like, yeah, that tracks.
So what's in it? Like just rotting like oats and stuff?
It was ale. I don't remember what I made it out of, but it was ale at some point.
Yeah, it had to have been before Kitty Sprinkles.
Oh yeah. It was
So
when we first got Adune, like when we first freed her, and we were trying to figure out how to make her run. And she said she ran on sacrifice, and we were like, well, how about an alcoholic sacrifice?
I'm having trouble thinking. I know it's no longer good to make like an ale out of.
Yeah, and then remember Zeph set up the brewing station?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
We forgot about
now
it.
smelling besides rot, which seems to
It's
be
rotten.
the top of it, the barrel
Rotten.
coming out of it. Are you trying to mess with it any other way? I can give you some more information.
I'm just gonna look
Live.
at it and
She runs on the crystals now, remember?
I'm gonna ask the question. I know we can no longer make ale out of it, but if you distill it, is it still bad? I can't remember.
You're just asking me in general. So
Yeah.
this is where I was going to fill some details in if you messed about with it, like just like maybe open the spout or something like that. The first thing you would smell actually is vinegar, because what usually happens whenever you're fermenting is that those little pecker gnats, that's what my mom calls them, that's not the right word, the gnats, the little tiny fruit flies is the other name for them. But those carry a mother of vinegar on them, and usually are some of the first to the rotting, fermenting liquid.
And isn't the mother just
it-
like a gelatinous mass?
Turns it into, what do you mean, the mother? Are you talking to me right now?
For vinegar, yeah.
Oh.
For vinegar, isn't the mother just like jelly mass of like mold?
If you're carrying it over from jar to jar, yeah. But when you take it from the natural environment, like those little fruit flies that I was talking about, they carry the mother of vinegar on them in small quantities, and so whenever they interact with the fermenting liquid, the mother of vinegar eats the alcohol basically and turns it into vinegar. So that's how you get vinegar.
The more you know.
My very mechanical-minded brain is having trouble thinking about the botanist level of science going on. Mother of vinegar? What?
Yeah, there's like a bacterial thing that lives on fruit flies. There are generally quite a lot of bacteria that lives pretty much everywhere, but
it's kind of
fruit,
like
fruit flies specifically, it's
Even
like
inside of us.
Isn't it, Josh, the way like mother works for like making vinegar, isn't it kind of like the same like the same idea. Like it's what ferments. Like it's what causes the fermentation, right? So wouldn't it be like yeast for like mead?
Yes, except
Yeah.
that in the case where yeast eats sugar and produces alcohol, mother of vinegar eats alcohol usually and produces vinegar.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of vinegar, is what you're telling me.
Yes. Very stinky vinegar.
Well, as long as we catch fish, we can make salt and vinegar like fish chips and stuff.
Nice. You could also make switchel.
Also, if we find peppers, we can make hot sauce.
Hmm.
I don't
I'm
know what you
pretty
guys are
sure the
talking
ship
about.
could just make hot sauce.
Nope. No clue what you're talking about. What is this sauce that is hot? Is it like boiled?
No, you don't have a tongue. Do you? Do you have taste buds? Can you taste?
Not really. I just work off of memory, usually.
Wow.
So
Memory? Wait, what are you talking about? Memory? You could once taste?
Yes, I was an elf at one time.
The fuck?
Yes.
Else
And
does
you
not
just
know this?
decided to identify as a ship one day?
Has no one told you my story? I
He
guess.
died.
Yeah, I was
No,
an
I've
elf.
been just chilling. I thought you were just a ship they stole that happened to be a blood sacrifice ship. And then you were like, I don't
That
want
was-
to be a blood sacrifice ship.
Zenora's gonna
Make
be
me
like, oh
not
my god, I
this."
knew something more than someone else. What in the world?
that was more of happenstance. I was originally an elf, and
Wow.
I then passed away as a servant to a high noble family, and as
Oh
a
shit.
a boon slash a want and usual thing of our culture, I was buried at the base of a tree, and I eventually became one with that tree, me and my soul, that is. And after living as a tree for many eons, it was quite peaceful, and
Huh.
then very even more disturbing when those that came to harvest me and turn me into this ship. I almost didn't make it in the Passover, but it is very
Wow.
rare of a ship of my sort, I was told, and put into service right away.
Huh. Wow, that seems like a whole industry, but the fact that you almost died that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
That's
there was
crazy.
something like that sort of industry happening around Babylon. I wasn't the only one that survived the transformation, but I was one of the few.
Hey,
We should
Josh.
probably stop that, like I suppose people don't want to be turned into ships. They want to be nice trees, right?
I think that depends on the person.
Yeah, but like, did they ask?
Hey, Josh, real quick. So
No, go ahead.
this is player knowledge, not
Yeah.
character knowledge. But I know that I know because we had this discussion that Adune is based off of the ship in The Magicians.
A sort of at least
Right.
conceptual ideal of it, but not quite.
So my question would be: are there other ships that would try to fuck Adune,
Oh my
Maybe.
god.
Perhaps.
like in The Magicians?
I can tell by his
Yeah.
voice he's not happy that this realization has been made.
Could
Wow.
be something.
You know, there could be some factual evidence behind
You
your
never
statement, yes.
But
Not gonna say
the-
yes. Not gonna say no.
yeah, exactly. Especially because Kat is in love with Adune.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe Cat
She
needs
got
to be turned into a
competition.
chip.
Or Adune needs to be turned into a chicken.
That's
Or
true.
they
Yeah,
both
Dune,
need
do you
to
want
get
to be a
turned
ship?
back into humans.
Do you want to be an elf again? Do you miss having like eyes and like the ability to taste? And
I don't know
you never
why.
had hot sauce? That's crazy.
I don't know why, but when you said, "Do you miss not having?" my first thought was penis.
Of course it was.
I've never had one of those, but I do miss the taste
Wait,
Tasting and
Adune.
seeing things.
Wait. Adune. Did you die a virgin?
Oh
I-
my god.
We're piling on her a lot, but we don't want to cause her undue anxiety.
I feel like we've just unlocked a side quest.
Kidding.
Get Adune laid.
Ship laid.
I'm
The look Ike just gave me.
I may have been. I mean, she says only it seems like to those who've known her longer, specifically, those that have rode on her decks before in the sea, which would only really be Mime and yeah, Cat.
So Frederick is going to say, anyway.
There's just
Dude.
otherwise to everybody else. There's just a really long pause.
Yeah, anyway. Hot sauce. Have you ever had, so you've had food before. Have you ever had food that was like spicy?
Like black pepper from the east.
Yeah, kinda. Hot sauce is also kind of burny like that. If you use too much pepper.
Like essence of pepper, you know?
Essence of
But-
pepper.
but in like a sauce form.
Oh, that does sound interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I think there's something like that, at least in the regards to even more burning the Hungarians had, I believe. They had some sort of red pepper that was pretty hot.
I've never heard of these people.
Yeah,
Why
they're
were
pretty,
they so hungry?
They, I don't know what they actually used to be called. What
Dumb
was
jokes.
hungry?
Dumb jokes. A lot of dumb jokes. Anyway, what are we doing now? We just waiting?
I mean, we're sailing forward.
I think it's a perfect time to for somebody else to roll a d6. I'm not sure. Nope, we don't have. So
I'll do it.
or you guys could roll to see who wants to roll the d6 for what happens,
I don't care. Somebody can.
or I can just roll it.
I
Or
click it, and it says rolling
yeah.
dice, and
Oh, Georgie, you got
Oh,
a nat one.
Gosh.
We did it. We
I'm
won.
I'm so glad that
We get to catch another kraken.
my luck is going so well.
We
Um,
got past.
No, I think more or less the time is passing uneventfully while you guys are just chatting along. Then at that natural one. But
Real quick. Oh,
Adune,
go ahead, Josh.
Adune would start to say that actually probably Olive through Adune and testing out the torque that she hasn't tried with everybody, but you now hear Olive speaking to you guys all through her
Not a lot.
her torque, saying, "Oh, hey guys, there seems to be land ho.
Oh my god, land?
Yeah,
Land
we're
ho.
probably a few hours out, but looking like the sun is rising. Got early dawn here, and land is not far away."
As you know, the land is a hoe.
That's excellent. Very exciting.
Not D&D related, but Ohio related. Weed passed.
Yay. Good job.
Yay. It's legal now.
Even more reason for Matt to move here.
Also exciting, but had a higher probability of passing. Issue 1 also passed, so there's no abortion ban here now, which is also good.
Now we
Woohoo.
just got to get it constitutionally protected.
It got written into the amendment got written into Ohio state constitution.
Ah, nice.
Great.
Congrats.
Which I was telling Ike that the fucking rednecks around us are gonna be pissed because you can pull up like the voting based on your county, and our county had a 58% no vote on the abortion thing.
Well, it's such a damn shame that they
Rednecks.
can't control other people's lives.
Wow.
Those poor, poor humans. They can't impose their will on others.
At that note,
So
too,
sad.
Undune would probably go, this tree is pretty, good for token. Here you guys go. And pulls out some wrapped up,
Tree?
yeah, the tree that she's been growing out of in her crystal,
Oh
off
yeah.
of her crystal. That apparently is starting to overtake some of that area, and she'd been able to harvest some of it off of there and hand out to everybody an individual round stogie looking thing.
Wait a minute.
Doesn't this make these your children?
Oh no,
Oh God.
no.
Stop thinking about it like that.
Well, she's a tree person made into a boat that's growing a tree, which is growing these. So
I was
maybe
going-
like her grandkids.
This is more like my hair, if you really want to think about it like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if that makes it better. So Adune, you were a tree that was made into a ship, and do you mean like that tree, like they just picked up the tree and like put it in the ship, or like they turned you into like planks and then you like sprouted another tree in the ship?
We put the tree in.
Adune, you hear, although usually doesn't make such noises in all of your heads, of a before holding for a very long time and letting out a big breath, and aren't we all just connected to the trees?
That's true. When we die, we get absorbed into the trees. Why is it that you, as an elf, become a tree, but like my people don't become trees unless we just don't ask the trees if there
Oh.
are people?
We're not the only ones that can become the trees. The trees can become whoever they want. You just have to, nurture it. Usually, elves are the only ones that take to it. But you nurture a tree from its infancy up into its adulthood, and then when you pass, you become one with it.
That's cool. I want to do that. And I can continue to provide for my family by way of my children. Or my hair. That's what you called it.
It is what I did for a while I was a tree. It was great. I'd seen many a great grandchildren.
Man, we should go burn down Babylon. What do you guys think? We have a Kraken. We could just release it
Where
inside
did
the
this come
city.
from?
Oh my god! If we don't,
They're the ones
use
who are doing this. They're the one who make these sentient ships by cutting down living trees
If I
without
miss,
asking.
if I miss the game where someone opens the Kraken and says "Release the Kraken," I'm going to be so fucking pissed.
Just
Don't
join
miss
at
a
the time
game.
now, then. I like that that was both of our solutions.
Yeah. I think we should put this on a side quest, maybe bring down the force of justice upon the people who are turning these sentient trees into ships against their will. That seems very good campaign, right? Otherwise, we're playing capitalism.
Isn't all of D&D just playing capitalism?
I think it is, yeah.
I don't think it is. I mean, if you're playing the game for that sense of buying all the different things, but if you're playing it via your own free amenities, not really.
Have to buy the book, which we know about now. Great. Land's almost here.
Yep. Yeah, I figured that was a good spot to stop off. I know we got a like half hour here, but I know also too Captain Mime was signing off, and
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop off here because I work at 8:30 in the morning, which means I need to leave the house at 7:30, which means I need to be awake at 6:30.
no worries.
I have to be at work at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah. It was
I'm at work.
yeah. Like I said,
Either you have a really laid back job or you work from home.
I work from home.
Okay.
I would say those were the same things.
Yeah, true.
Can be.
but yeah, guys, you land in the distance and destroyed very quickly a large beast.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody. Have a great time.
Have a beautiful time.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Oh, Josh.
Yo.
Ike said now that weed's legal, he wants to, what did you say? Smoke a fat one with you, Georgie, and Johnny?
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.